Padmapriya Balakrishnan, IFS Officer Director, Vihar National Park, Bhopal, Government of Madhya Pradesh. She'll be sharing her thought on building partnerships for ensuring natural gas for clean energy by saving forests for a sustainable tomorrow. Over to you, ma'am. If you can please join us here.
Good afternoon to all. Today's topic of discussion is how we can use natural gas for sustaining tomorrow. We have been talking about the sustainable development goals also, and at present might be natural gas is more important because of increasing solid matter content in our atmosphere, which is causing many diseases. I think all the speakers might have spoken about the natural gas. So my discussion will be more centered around the forest department, how the forest is contributing and can contribute to achieving the SDG goals, which the Agenda 2030, 17 goals we have to achieve. So how we can achieve all those 17 goals with the help of sustaining the forest. Building partnership, this is what my topic. Natural gas, of course, it is a source of clean energy compared to your petrol and coal, but it is not a renewable source of energy. And we can make it renewable with the help of biomass from the forest, and we can grow a lot of biomass. And recently, COP27 in Egypt, the major outcome was the damage and loss fund. This fund can be utilized for degraded forest area can be like afforested, and the biomass can be utilized. Here the civil society and private industry can also come in, and they can grow the fast growing species and sequester more and more carbon dioxide and produce natural gas. Natural gas again, it will release more and more carbon dioxide. So we are going back to the square one with the use of natural gas. It can be an intermediate and immediate solution, but it is not the final solution. So the focus will be on sustainability of the forest and the sustainability of the nature. That will only ensure our sustainable future. Forest, vriksho rakshati rakshitaha. That means if you save a tree, it will save your life. Forest are the instruments in achieving the UN's Agenda 2030. There are, as I said, I'll be discussing about the 17 SDGs which the world nations had formulated recently in 2017 to achieve by 2030. Earlier we had the Millennium Development Goals. Now we have switched over to Sustainable Development Goals because we have included one more component. Earlier it was only economics and environment. Now we have understood that society also plays an important role. The people who are below the poverty line, who are the poorest of the poor, their lives should be uplifted to make the environment much more safer for all of us to live. So we have included so many goals for removing the poverty of these downtrodden people. So that's how we are going to achieve the sustainability in the future. SDG 1, which discusses about the no poverty. No poverty. If you see the poorest of the poor, they might be situated in and around the forest. Their livelihood is totally dependent on the forest. At least a part of it is dependent on the forest. So unless otherwise, we address these people, it is not possible to remove the poverty, and it is not possible to achieve the sustainability. And NTFP and medicinal plants are one of the important components which can be sustainably harvested from the forest and which can ensure our sustainable future also. And zero hunger, as I said earlier, people living in and around the forest, especially the PVTGs, that is particularly vulnerable tribal groups, they go hunger many days because the forest produce are very seasonal, so they do not have their food. So we have to address their poverty first. And we can go for agroforestry is one of the options. The why forests are important for zero hunger is at present we are consuming less than 1% of the plant diversity which is available in the world. There are like 99% of the plant species. There are so many grains, so many fruits which have not been explored for consumption. So if the diversity is kept intact, we can have more options in the future. And even within the grains which are consuming nowadays, there are a lot of pest attacks, diseases, and so many other things are coming up. So this genetic diversity is the key for our keeping ourselves hunger free in the future as well. And good health and well-being, you will be wondering by seeing the data, more than 80% of the population throughout the world, they are still dependent on traditional medicine. They are not, either they are not getting access to the conventional system, or they are willfully dependent on the traditional system of medicine. And there are more than 8,000 varieties of medicinal plant species. And being these traditional system having nil or very low side effects, the world is also, even the developed countries also looking towards the traditional systems for their healthcare. And recent pandemic is one of the example. We have all started using Giloy as our cure and immunity booster. And even the modern medicine is also coming up with phytopharmaceuticals. So these are the potential sector for good health. Good health can be achieved through the forest. And quality education of these people who are living in and near the forest, they have to be improved. Otherwise, we are not going to achieve the 100% of quality education. For which we have to unless otherwise they have some disposable income, it is not possible for them to send their children to school. How they will have more money to send their children to school? That can be done by as I said, medicinal plants are coming up, and they are it is said that by 2050 it is a $5 trillion economy of medicinal plant trade itself. So that huge economy, that huge profit, they are not reaching the people who are actually involved in collection of these medicinal plants. So it is important to strengthen the marketing linkages of these medicinal plant produce to make them more well off, so that they send their children to the schools, and we can achieve this goal. And gender equality, it is by culture, tribal women are more equal compared to other women. And they are involved in all the decision making, and they are being represented in various JFMCs and self-help groups. And clean water and sanitation, this everybody will agree, without forest we cannot have clean water. Water, although the world is having 71% area under the water, but we have only 1% which is potable. So it is also said that future war will be fought on water. So forest conservation is very important for having the rivers regenerated and having the clean water supply to everyone. And I have seen collector and commissioner, they are also talking about plantations. So forests are the source of river, a source of water, source of livelihood. And renewable and green energy, we are discussing about the green energy nowadays, but renewable energy is also very important. That is the future, and fuel wood is being utilized in our country in a larger scale. And conversion of this bio-residue, we have a lot of pine needles which are being deposited in the Himalayan states, which is the cause of forest fire every year in our country. These pine needles, because all APAC is involved in production of clean gas, I suppose. If you can explore this option using the pine needles for production of biodiesel and then convert it into the natural gas, that can be a good option. In that way, we can without damaging environment much, we can have a cleaner energy, and we can go for it. Then we can save our forest also from burning every year. And decent work and economic growth, forest, we all know that what economic tangible contributions we all know, but there are many intangible benefits also from the forest. So without forest, economic growth and decent work, the people who are dependent on the forest for their livelihood cannot be uplifted. So forest conservation is important here also. And innovation and infrastructure, we have to develop technologies which are more eco-friendly and which are faster And already there are like so many industries which are dependent on the forest, like pharmacy, energy, paper pulp, cosmetics, aroma. All these industries are dependent on the forest, but we can also come up with many new industries and many new technologies. They are more eco-friendly and forest-friendly. Reduce inequalities. Inequalities can be reduced only by reducing the poverty, and poverty reduction of these people living in and around the forest area has to be done. It can be done. One of the ways linking of the marketing, connecting the marketing linkages, and sustainable cities and communities. This has been already been discussed by Commissioner Bhopal. There is one way is like we can grow Miyawaki forest in and around the cities, and also like encourage the people to have more and more greenery in and around their colonies and houses, so that they can act as a shelter belts, like filter out the pollution from the air, and then they get the better and cleaner air. And responsible consumption and production, like we have been like since industrialization we have been consuming the nature like anything, so we have to be responsible. This is the need of the hour. Like recently in COP27 also they have agreed that earlier it was increasing the temperature by 1 degree Celsius of pre-industrialization. Now they have come up to 1.5. Even with 1.5 also we are going to lose many countries, many island countries, small island countries. So we have to be like, to save ourselves, we have to be more responsible, and the responsibility responsible at the same time we need the development, so we can develop efficient and sustainable technologies which is causing minimal damage to the environment. Climate action, forests absorb more than 2.5 billion tons of carbon dioxide every year. So there is a huge contribution by the forest, and we have to reduce this. Already I have discussed, and Forest Department is also working in India. We have a Green India mission which is working towards increasing the forest area, forest cover, so that more and more carbon dioxide can be sequestered. Even recent FSI report has also come up with the increased forest area. It is not the increased forest area actually, it is the increase in tree cover. So there is more number of trees which are being planted by us inside as well as outside the forest. Life below the earth is also very important. Life below water is also very important. Like marine ecosystem is very important. All the evolution takes place over there, and our mangrove forest, which is a protector of the landmass from all kinds of cyclone and tsunami and other things. Life on land, this can be done only through eco-restoration. We have to slow down the pace of extinction. If we are not focusing on extinction of the species, many of the species will be vanished very soon. There was a frog which was in Amazon forest, which was having very good disease control. Though with the modern technology, molecular technology, we can have these animals' genes can be used for production of some kind of medicines, which can be used for many diseases. So it is very important. Each and every organism which have been designed in the nature has important role. So it is very important to protect it. Peace, justice, and strong institution. Unless otherwise there is no poverty, we will have a lot of fights. We should be coming up with a reduction of poverty, and it will be an ideal society wherein there is no poverty and there is no fight, and everybody is living peacefully. That has to be worked from the bottom. We cannot only top down approach cannot work. It should come up from the bottom. And partnerships for the goals, we should accept and include the local people as the partners towards achieving these goals. Unless otherwise we don't include them, it is not possible that we are going to achieve the SDG goals. This is what I conclude. Forests are the fundamental source for life needs. All life needs are being given from the forest. And it also acts as a safety net against our environmental, economic, and other external shocks. And evolution of human culture is also dependent on the forest resources. And forests are essential for the survival of life on earth. If there is no forest, there is no life on earth. So we should accept that and realize that, and then we should move forward. We can make the intermediate and immediate step of switching over to cleaner fuels, but I don't think that is the that is the only solution. That is not the ultimate solution. The ultimate solution is somewhere else. But the immediate solution is needed because we are all fighting for the breath. Like Delhi, there is a lot of pollution, gas. We are not. The gas is not suitable for breathing. There are many people are developing many kinds of respiratory diseases. So it is very essential immediately to switch over to some immediate intermediate solution of green gas energy. But we should be thinking, we should be developing modern technologies which are more eco-friendly, more sustainable to achieve our sustainable development goals and also to sustain ourselves on this earth. Thank you.
Padmapriya Balakrishnan, Director, Vihar National Park, Bhopal, Government of Madhya Pradesh, and former Secretary of Forest, Government of Madhya Pradesh. As I rightly said, that forest is the important source of life, nature, and we must conserve forests and must always think of sustainable forest ecosystem, as you have said that, and you have beautifully amalgamated the importance of forest ecosystem with the sustainable development goals as well. Thank you so much, ma'am. I request you wanted to come on stage and hand over the plant to ma'am. Thank you so much.